You are now tuned into the Creators Edition.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dustin.
It's your boy G.
Yeah. And this is the Creators Edition. All right, this is a brand new podcast where we'll be focusing on the creative side of things. Whether that's art, whether that's music, whether that's movies, TV, film, commercials, you name it. This guy right here, one of the most creative. I'm talking about innovative. This guy started his own clothing line when he was what?
20?
20 years old. You know what I was doing at 20 years old? I was in college.
I remember them days.
I was in college. I was doing my thing, you know. I was in undergrad. I had my GPA was bad.
But the thing is that, you know, before we get into that, we got to get into your college days because...
My college days?
Like, not just, but we got to get into your college
You acting like that was like the highlight of my life.
Now I feel like that was a dope period of your life, though. I feel like that was...
It was, because you know why? It was really, like, transitional for me. Like, that's where I really, like, learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
So, like, I just always thought, like, you know, I'm probably gonna just own a business or something.
Fact.
I didn't know what business. Maybe even, like, run somebody else's business.
What did you go to school for?
Originally I went to school for psychology. That was my major.
All right.
Then I realized after taking one class of, like, intro to psych, I was like, I'm good with this. Like, I still love psychology.
Yeah.
I love the way the brain works. I love everything about the mind and stuff. But I like just to sit in class and do it, and I would have needed like a PhD for it. So I was like, I definitely don't want to be in school for like 8-9 years maybe at that time. So I was just like, I got a C+ in like intro to psych, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm switching my major to something that's gonna be more beneficial probably.
Yeah.
So I switched it to business.
Okay.
So I ended up going to school for business.
Okay.
You
ever thought about like the psych part of it? I guess that could be like your minor kind of like.
So I didn't think about a minor at the time. I don't know why. Like, I just was like, well, I'm just gonna go for. I think I was just turned off by like psych at that time, because I was just like, if I'm doing this bad in intro to psych, imagine when it's psych 2 and whatever when it dives deeper into like things. Yeah. So I was just like, nah, I'm good. I was like, I like the freelance part of psychology.
Exactly.
Like, you might catch me talking to somebody on the street, like, yo, what are you having a conversation with them for? I just want to see how their mind works.
Exactly.
Like, just asking people questions like, what made you think of that?
Yeah.
What made you want to do that? Or what inspired that, or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
But I ended up going to school for business. But I say that it was like a transitional time for me in college because I learned a lot about myself. So I grew up really being like an introvert. I have 5 other siblings, so I'm the 5th of the 6. So, but I was always raised kind of like the older brother to my younger brother. And then when it would be like my younger brother, my older brother, I was always like the middle child. Like, that's how I looked at it. Yeah. So I always grew up being like an introvert, like whatever, like really like low maintenance kid. Like, I wasn't even like a bad kid. I never got a whooping.
Oh, word?
Never.
Yeah, my father never touched me. Now, my mother, she was different. I don't know. She had military values. Like, she used to, one time I came home late, she had me stand in the corner. Sorry, Ma. You know, I'm grown now. Be cool. I still love you. But she had me in the corner, bro, with my foot up, 1 foot up, bro, and holding 2 books, bro. And if I dropped anything, bro, she was sitting there. If she heard a peep, bro, she came through with the belt, bro.
So she was teaching you balance and discipline.
She definitely was, though. She definitely was. Shout out to you, Mama. I love you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
There's nothing to be made of.
So yeah, like, I never got a whooping or nothing. So for me, like I said, I just always thought like my life was going to kind of be like clear path, but I didn't really know where exactly, but more so like a clear path. But I just started learning like a lot of different things in college where like I even picked up on even me getting into social media. That was in college.
Yeah. How'd you get into? Cause I still don't understand how to like capture this, but for you, it's like, it's so easy.
I think now also to me, I always look at things from like a psychology standpoint. So like, I'm an introvert naturally, right? But like when I was younger, I would say maybe I was like, let's say 87% introvert and like
the rest
13% extrovert, right? I realized that I like doing stuff that was like creative, but I never wanted to be in front of the camera.
Facts.
But so then that's actually what led O'Shane and I, my best friend O'Shane, we was like, yo, let's do videos and stuff like that. And when I went and bought the cameras for us to start doing videos, we hit up we made a list of like 100 people that had, you were included in that list too. People that had clothing lines, musicians, dancers, whoever, like, yo, we'll do a free video shoot or photo shoot for you. And only 3 people said like, well, like not 3 people, but like say 3 brands basically said, all right, cool, we'll do it. You was one. I forgot the other. One was like an artist, and another one was like another clothing line. And we were just sitting down like, yo, why nobody don't want us, man? Like, like that Will Smith scene about his dad. Like, we doing it for free, and people still saying no. Like,
Facts.
what is it?
Facts.
Like, yo, like, you feel what I'm saying? And then I was just like, you know what? Like, I hate this. Like, yo, I'm gonna be the one in front of the camera. Like, but even before that, when I first got to college, I was a rapper. I was in a group.
I remember that.
Yeah, I don't like to remember it, but it's all part of the journey.
Exactly.
It's all part of the journey. Regardless.
Exactly.
I'm just not on my mind. Like,
Yo. Exactly.
Someone say like, what you used to do? I'm not gonna be like, yo, I was a rapper.
I was a rapper. Right.
Yeah, like I just block it out low key.
Yeah.
But that was like the beginning of like doing this kind of stuff.
So do you feel like that, as far as like being a rapper, do you feel like that taught you gems of like where you're at right now? Like,
yeah, because the main thing I think when it even comes to like social media, or just even being like, say like in front of cameras and stuff like that, is being comfortable.
Okay.
A lot of people are comfortable when cameras aren't on. Yeah. But for some reason, when you press that red button, it's not even like a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this thing doesn't even have to go out.
Yeah, don't.
People then go, and they start shivering and shaking and panicking, and it's like, yo, like, relax. Yeah. You can still be you. Like, but a lot of people aren't confident in like who they are, and some people don't know who they are as well. Yeah. So it's kind of like it kind of goes like it's like unbalanced pretty much. But I would say, yeah, it definitely taught me the main thing was definitely confidence. Like just even getting up to perform in front of like, it's funny because I forgot who said something like this, but like it was easier for like this rapper to like perform in front of like thousands of people instead of like 10. Yeah. Like that, like it's really like nerve-wracking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And once I realized like, wow, I really get nervous in front of people. Like I had the opportunity to go on a college tour.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
What was the most you like performed in front of?
The most?
Yeah.
Between 500 to like 1,000 probably.
That's a lot of odds.
Yeah. Like, cause after I finished rapping, I started managing one of the people that was in the group.
What was his name again? King
Fleet.
Yeah.
So he performed. We had got him booked for to open up for Waka Flocka, and then French Montana.
So you was the booking agent.
Yo, I know where you're going with this. You need to relax. That man got a case out right now. Do not align me with that guy.
Yo, that's funny.
You dancing all in the videos. Like, nah, chill. I know where you're going. You can slow your roll.
Yeah.
Nah, but I say that to say, like, I mean, I understand why he was. If you feel like you're a multifaceted person, then you kind of like you're expressing your creative side when it comes to things. So I already was making music. I was on some of the songs he was performing.
Exactly.
And what is it to also be the hype man? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, like literally, like for example, when I'll tell you a story. When he opened up for Waka Flocka, that was when he opened up for French Montana, that was the first show. So the booking.
Wait, time out. Before we even get to that, how did you even book? Like, how did you do this?
All right, so boom, right? Such a New York.
We was about to pass this gem. Hold on, how old were you when you did this?
This was what 2015. I graduated when I was 21. I probably was like 22.
So at 22 years old, you was able to book an unsigned artist to Waka Flocka as being the opening
act. Yeah,
that's.
I was also in grad school at this time too.
Oh, you went? Oh, I didn't even know you went to grad. Bro.
Oh, for real? No, I got my master's.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Come on, bro, we African.
Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't go.
Yo, you know what my dad did the day I graduated from undergrad? He said, congrats. So you're going to get your master's? I said, I didn't even apply to school. He's like, yeah, but you're gonna get your master's, right? I was like, yeah, we'll talk about it. He calling all like his family, people, his cousins, uncles, aunts, whoever, like, yeah, my son about to get his master's. I'm like, stop telling people that, bro.
I didn't
even apply.
Yo.
So I said, you know what? All right, whatever. I'm gonna apply to one school and one school only.
What school's that?
It was LIU.
Oh,
CW Post version, so the one in Long Island.
Where we shot at?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. So that was my school. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Grad school.
So when we was on. By the way, we worked together a lot. So I'm jumping around and all that, but we're gonna get to that as well too. But we was on campus at his school, at his grad school for this thing called 435 that we was shooting, and it was dope. But I just never knew that was your school.
Yeah. So once you said like we were shooting there, I said, oh, all right, cool. I already know everywhere around here, so that's like, dope. Why not?
That's dope.
So, but yeah, I applied for one school. I took the GMAT to get in. I didn't take it serious. I ain't study for it, nothing. I passed. I said, yo, you gotta be kidding me. I got into the school. I said, you gotta be kidding me, bro. I said, I guess I'm going to grad school.
I'm going to grad school, and you finished.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be a 2-year program. I finished it in 1.5.
Oh, that's fire.
And then I was just out of there. But to answer your question about like how did we get the booking? So it was my brother. Now we were just we basically were both managing him. So he was just like looking into like a bunch of stuff, like trying to see like where we can get into. And then he basically hit up the booking person and was like, hey, do you have any spots? And I think the person said no. So we just totally forgot about it. Then like 2 days before the show, I guess somebody pulled out. So he then hit up my brother like, hey, I know it's short notice. Would you be able to still perform? And we like, yeah. And he's like, all right, so it's going to be $500 to perform. So a lot of these things like that people don't know, you have to actually pay to do like, it's a business.
Oh, you had...
So you pay.
Okay.
The thing is you can make your money back by selling tickets. Exactly. But I'm like, damn, $500 in 2 days?
Yeah.
I ain't going to be able to sell tickets. And mind you, we're in New York. We're downstate. You know what I'm saying? The show's in Albany. So we had to drive 3 hours to get there. So I'm like, ain't no way I'm going to be able to. So I was just like, yo, F it. I'll pay the $500. What we going to do? We going to get all your friends and we going to just drive all the way up to, road trip all the way up to Albany. And we going to perform. Y'all going to be in the crowd. Y'all going to be like, yo, my gosh, like, can you like, y'all hype the crowd up as well. And we going to have the whole thing set. We went and got the set list done and everything. So at the time, my dad had one of those dollar vans. It was like a 15-passenger van. So I was like, wow, what a time for it to come in clutch. We put everybody, bro, it was like 15 of us and we drove up there.
So at that point, you basically put on your producer hat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I think what's important from this story is also to like know your resources and be able to, you know, if you need your resources, be able to reach out and get those. Because my next question to you was, after, you know, the performance, did you see any like return from it? And it don't even have to be monetary, but just like any wisdom that you got from it or?
Yes. So it wasn't nothing monetary. It was more emotion and reassurance.
And that sometimes could be more than monetary, right?
Yeah, to me is way more important because if you do something once, you can do it again.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, because like I said, it wasn't like, oh man, I spent $500. Like, it's not like a waste of money. He went up there, he rocked the show. Everybody in there was going crazy. I'm like, yo, this is actually surreal. Cause like, you know how you imagine how something goes?
Exactly.
Like you in the mirror, like, yo, I can't wait.
Exactly.
The crowd is going crazy for me. And they actually doing this in real life. We talking about a 30-minute set. He never had a 30-minute set before. So when we just performed a bunch of songs. So what happened was after everybody's like, oh my gosh, they taking pictures with him and stuff like that or whatever. Like, okay, cool. Then say like a week or two go by, we get a call from the same guy again. Like, hey, you guys did a really great job. Would you guys like to open up for Waka Flocka this time? So we like, yeah, why not? And I'm also thinking it's going to be $500 again because like, I'm like, oh, but at least we have more time in advance to sell tickets this time. He said 1,000. I said, dang. Dang, 1,000? Mind you, I'm spending my own money.
Yeah, that's how it is
like,
in the beginning.
Again, I'm first year in grad school.
That's how it is in the beginning.
So I'm like, yo, I'm about to spend like $1,000.
And like $1,000 to a grad school student is like 10 racks. Like,
bro, and I'm talking about like, I said, you know what? But I got confidence.
Yeah.
Especially because of the last time what happened. I said, you know what? Then they was like, yo, the people really liked y'all a lot. I guess that's like not a normal crowd, but a lot of people be packing that venue out. Like it's really like, I think it holds like 1,000 to like 1,500 people. So it was packed out last time. So I was like, it's gonna be packed out again. So I was like, I bet we'll do it. Like, why not? It's the opportunity that matters more than anything. And that's one thing I'm always gonna preach. Like, yo, take the opportunity if you got it.
Yeah,
like Eminem said, like opportunities do come once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
That's a fact.
so I paid the $1,000. I was like, I'm not paying for everybody to go up there again. Everybody that's coming this time, you're paying for your own ticket.
Exactly.
So the tickets was probably going for like, I think like $35-$40. We was selling it for like $30. So you was getting like a $5 discount for the most part. So everybody was like, yeah, we liked the last show. Why not? I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Word.
Then even when we got like this time, I was like, nah, we going all out. I went and bought CDs. Yes, CDs. If you Gen Z and you out there and you like, yo, what the hell is a CD? The physical disc that you could put music on.
It's crazy. I was just thinking about it the other day. Like how, remember LimeWire, bro?
Yeah.
Like we have to really sit there, take time out, put the music on there, make sure you didn't hear the beginning of like, who's the dude from Atlanta? And he had all the mixtapes. DJ Drama.
Oh.
Always in the beginning it'll be like some DJ Drama shit. Never the real actual song. So it's just, and then you gotta put the titles. It was crazy. So
it just was like, and I don't know who was even listening to CDs at this time because we already transitioned into like iTunes and stuff. But hey, so I found this website. I got 100 CDs for $100. I said, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sell every CD for $10. And once we do that, I was like, I'm gonna make my money back regardless. So
if you sell half.
Exactly. So I mean, even less than half.
Yeah, even less than half. Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, so we did that. I was like, I'm hiring a camera person and everything. I'm like, everything's gonna be legit. Like now, when you talk about producer hat, like I'm producing everything about, like when it comes to this. So I'm like, all right, cool. We get the CDs. We start selling the CDs before we even go back to the show. So we're already making money from CDs, and then we're already making money from selling the tickets. So I'm like, I bet. Even when we get there, we still got some tickets. Me and my brother, we go out to the front.
Yeah.
We still got like 13 tickets left.
Gotta hustle.
That's exactly what it looked like. Like you would have thought we was on the wire in the corner. We like, yo, if you go to the door, they selling it for 37. But I'll give it to you for 30. For real?
Facts.
Yeah. Yo, here. We literally, while sound check going on, we sold the rest of the tickets, went back inside. We performing, we on stage, we hyping, dancing, doing this.
Yeah.
Then after that, we got the table set up in the back. People are buying the CDs too.
Word.
People got wristbands, everything. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Word.
Like, this can really be like a thing. Like, this is like the start of a journey. Like, you know when you're on your way. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, doing music, it definitely taught me a lot of the confidence and how to move, how to hustle, how to do like a lot of things that I just took and just substituted with when it came to like social media. So even when it came time for like, I'll step in front of the camera, I already got the experience. It's just
doing it.
Why am I putting it's like almost depending on other people for your success.
Yeah.
When it's like, you can be the one in the driver's seat. Why are you acting like this is an Uber and you sitting in the backseat letting somebody else drive? What if they crash?
That's a fact.
Like, it's my car, but what if they crash?
Exactly.
I'd rather crash my own car if that's the case. So that's how I just looked at it and was just like, yo. But
so let me ask you a question, right? So the momentum's up, everything's up, adrenaline's rushing, everything's going good. What stopped it?
With the music?
Yeah.
Work ethic. So like, and this is not to like downplay him, even though he knows like we can always have a conversation. Like, we're still cool to this day. But like, I just feel like you can be your own worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be your worst critic, but you could also be your own worst enemy. So like, after that whole, like, I'm talking about even the EP that we created, that we was selling on the CD, he made that within like, let's say like 6 days. Like, it was like a couple songs, like 5-6 songs or something. Probably made it all within a week. Like, I'm the one paying for studio sessions and all that. Like, you feel me? And I'm just like, yo, we just got to keep the momentum going. I guess he probably felt at the time that he was bigger than what he was. Like he can like chill. Like like he felt more content in that moment with where he was already. And I'm like, nah, we gotta keep going.
Yeah.
We gotta keep going.
And
like,
as a creative, that could be like a hindrance because once you start to feel the success a little bit, you know what I'm saying, it could get to your head because you've been trying to get this for so long. So now that you're actually feeling it, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it could get to your head. But, you know, like you said, you know, you got to keep pushing it because at the end of the day, momentum could slow down.
Yeah, exactly. So once that happened and I realized, I was just like, yeah, nah, we're done. Like, that's it. Like, no more. Like, no more budget, nothing. Like, you want to make it, you're going to have to make it on your own. And then from there, I just was like, yeah, I'm not even about to manage nobody no more.
Yeah.
Like, other people kept asking, like, yeah, man, I seen what you did for, like, yo, manage. I'm good off this.
And it goes back to what you said as far as, you know, you trying to get success or having somebody else drive your car, right? It's kind of like the same situation with you and King Flea. Like, you know, he was driving the car, you know what I'm saying? You was helping making sure the maintenance and everything was good, but at the end of the day, you didn't want to drive it no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it was just like, in that aspect, move on.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like you got to kind of see, like, the burning building coming from afar.
Yeah.
So you just got to get on out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I looked at it. Not to say that he's not capable of doing what needs to be done to be successful. Because even now, he's doing music. He's having shows. Like, he's booking his own stuff. And it's like, I'm glad you still got it going. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then say he does end up becoming like the next big artist or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you always had that in you.
Correct.
You know, you just took a longer route to get there, but you still got that in you no matter what. So, but enough about me, man. What about you? Like, who is Godwin Borte, man?
Oh man, multifaceted, you know what I'm saying, from as far as directing, writing, clothing design, just an overall creative, you know. I think this journey, I was thinking about it the other day, like when this journey actually started for me. And it was, I felt like it was when I was younger, you know, us being African, of course, you know what I'm saying? That goes into a lot, you know, when you're growing up in America. My mother, she's a very proud Ghanaian woman, you know what I'm saying? Very, very proud. And she used to tell me stories about things that she either experienced when she was growing up, or like just that's the greatest thing I think Africans have is the art of storytelling. Swear to God. Whether you're a comedian, whether you are a historian, they could tell the best stories. And my mother was so good at doing that like, I swear to God, like at night I would go to sleep visualizing the things that she was telling me. And I never realized till I got older, you know, when I really started writing, when I went away to school at SUNY Albany with my experiences, things like that, that made me want to start writing, but it actually was instilled in me from her, you know what I'm saying? And from her giving me them gems, and even my father, when he gave me his perspective from when he was growing up, when he came here, you know, and all the shit that he been through. So it gave me visuals for me to actually be able to be like, yo, I want to like write especially when I started going through my own, like becoming my own man and going away to school and understanding how the world works from a different lens instead of from Long Island. Cause you know, in Long Island, people could be real small-minded.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
Yeah. So, when I went away to school, I started to see other Africans, but like thriving, you know what I'm saying? Like really thriving and really like honing in on their schoolwork and just who they want to be and knowing what they want to be. It was just like, it was kind of like, it was like added pressure because I'm just like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like, yeah, all right, you got your life figured out.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm the bad one.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. So I started tapping into more of my creative side. But what really started as well too, especially like the clothing design, in 2013, I had got into a situation at school, essentially, speak about it later, before I had got kicked out of school, right? And I had to figure out a way to get back into school. So, you know, I started doing extracurricular things. I started talking to other people. So this is when my networking skills started to hone in. I didn't realize that I had networking skills even when we first met, you know what I'm saying? I had known so many people in the area, and I was going to a private school. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I never realized the networking skills that I had. But when I was in school and my back was against the wall, I had to start networking, speaking to different people, and I started, thinking about fashion, start getting into fashion and things like that. And next thing you know, I had a clothing line. And when I went to go speak to, like, I guess you could say he's the headmaster of the school, it's crazy. It's like, you ever remember Def Jam Vendetta when you had to keep playing until you get to, like, Snoop?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I had to keep doing. I had to keep going through different people to be able to get to the top person. And when I got into his office, I'm thinking that he's going to be like an older white guy. This guy was a younger black guy. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I may have a chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? I may have a chance. So when he came, he dapped me up. I said, oh, all right, you know what I'm saying? So
what up, homie?
You feel me? So I'm like, I be talking, and I'm telling him about Kid Bully, which is my clothing line, and he loved it. You know what I'm saying? And we ended the conversation. He told me he's gonna send me an email with my with what's gonna happen next. And I think I did the meeting on like a Thursday, and then on Monday they said go back to class. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, and bro, I never seen him again. I can't even tell you how he looks.
Really?
I swear on everything.
So what do you mean, like, you never seen him again? Because, I mean, you never seen him before.
I never seen him before, and then I never seen him again.
But, I mean, did you try going to his office again or anything?
I tried. When I went to go say thank you, he was on vacation. Then when I just never got a chance to ever go back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I never seen him walking on campus, nothing, and it was just like.
Imagine if it was like, yo, he never even was on vacation. Imagine like you went there and you're like, yo, where's Mr.? And they're like, nobody has had this office.
You know
for
what I'm saying? It's just
17 years.
I'm
I just
just
feel like,
like,
yo, you met an angel.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So that was the beginnings of the clothing designing, and then also just going into film.
Okay. So yeah, let's jump into film, because I think it's important for people to know. Well, actually, I want to touch back on something you said.
Mm-hmm.
Like your circumstance. So like your back is against the wall. Like a lot of people, when the going gets tough, like they just like quit. They just like, some people can't really see further into like things. Mm-hmm. And even like what you just said, like your example of like Def Jam Vendetta, like the video game. So many things in life correlate to, like, whether it's a video game, whether it's a show, whether it's a movie, so many things can correlate to like things that are happening in actual like real life. Mm-hmm. So like you do have to go through many different obstacles before getting to like the final boss. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And even the final boss, you may not beat them. You don't even know what the final boss is.
You know what I'm saying?
So like even for you to just have the faith and have the confidence to come back out on top, because eventually you still ended up graduating. Correct. You have that degree.
Correct.
But something detoured you and it made you just go another way.
It actually was, I start to look back at it, and it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because that started, which we worked on, which was 435. That actually started the inception of 435, and that being my passion project. But also, I had to switch majors. I went from business to English. I had business as a minor, but having English as a major for me was very pivotal, because it helped me think about things in a different perspective. And that's what makes writing so special, your perspective, right? So, for example, I had to do a thesis paper on Frankenstein and how it correlates to the societal pressures that we have today. I'm like, what?
You had a thesis paper in undergrad?
Bro.
How long was it?
20 pages, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had to do one for grad school.
Yeah. How much?
50 pages.
Yeah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. But the 20 pages, I had to really like research and really like look at things from a different lens. And it allowed me to write 20 pages of a topic that I had no knowledge of when I first started. You know what I'm saying? But that's the dope thing about film as well, too. From the beginning of the inception of the idea to it becoming on the big screen, you're a whole different person. You're a completely different person. You've grown so much, because film, it has so many different factors and so many different things that you have to pay attention to that makes you more sharp. You know what I'm saying? It makes you more aware of things. And that's the best thing that I love about film. You know, it made my mind more sharper because I had to know that. And you've told me when we was on set when I wasn't doing my job, and I had to go back home and really look at myself in the mirror, ask myself, "Yo, is this what you want to do?" The person in the mirror be like, "Yeah." So then he'd be like, "All right, so you do what you gotta do, get better." This person told you something. Really look at what they were saying. Really think about what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? And that has helped me become a better filmmaker. You know,
I think that's great because, well, I'm glad that I was able to assist
Yeah.
you in becoming a better person.
Of course.
But like, I think the main thing with that I take, and for anybody to take, is like constructive criticism.
It's key.
Like, it's really important. Like, a lot of people think constructive criticism is actually just criticism. It's not
facts.
constructive at all.
Exactly.
Like, who are you to tell me that? Like, or how about you just listen and see if there's any truth to it rather than just speaking about it from like an emotional standpoint.
Correct.
You know, because like at the end of the day, if you're at a job and your boss is telling you, hey, I think you need to do more of this or whatever the case may be, that's constructive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may hate your boss anyway. And you might be
Exactly.
like, hey, it ain't constructive at all. But a genuine person saying it, not to just like, you know, mess around with you or whatever, can actually be constructive criticism to help you actually be better at the job that you're doing.
Correct.
Same way how we're in school. Like your teacher's telling you, yeah, you know, you did all right. Like, this is something you could do more, that you can have more help on, and you could do this differently. Constructive criticism.
Correct.
You know, how many times have you written a draft for like a paper and your teacher's like, okay, you're going in the right direction. I know my professor did, especially with my thesis. I was always in her office.
Exactly.
She was just like, you know what, we're just going to break it down. I said, all right, cool. She said, basically write 10 pages, like write like a mini book. Each chapter is going to be, each 10 pages will be like one chapter, and then we'll take it from there. So I was like, okay, cool.
Break it down.
Constructive criticism. Now, this helped me think about how, because when I first heard 50 pages, I said, who's writing 50 pages?
Facts.
Not me. The most I've written was probably maybe 13. You know, maybe. I don't even know that. Maybe 13.
Yeah.
But to write 50 and then break it down, so even her teaching me that, it has taught me in everything that I do, every aspect of my life, to just break it down.
Facts.
So I don't even stress when it comes to that. I go, man, yeah, that's a lot. Okay, cool. But now let's break it down. Let's section it off. What's more important, what's least important, priority list. All right, cool.
Correct.
Now I have more of a better understanding when it comes to like tackling whatever it is in my own life.
That's a fact.
So constructive criticism can take you a long way.
It's very key.
Yeah, like I was saying, like even to jump back into the film, it's just like you obviously made 435, what you said is your passion project. I actually love the script a lot. Like I really feel like that's the next big thing.
I appreciate
Like
that.
I can see that being like in everybody's households, the same way how 50 Cent describes like power and the numbers that come with power and stuff like that, and how many years he's been like running that lane. I really feel like that's something similar for 435. Not the stories, but like the number wise, like the impact wise. I feel like it could play like a really, 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 really big part.
Yeah, I do.
But that's your passion project, and I know I'm also a part of your other project, Queen of Hearts. Would you like to tell us more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So 435, so on this journey, 435, and real quick, 435 is about 6 college students who go away to school. And in going away to school, they start to become from boys to men. And you just start to see college from a perspective of just a regular student going away to school. Not nobody in the frat, not anybody on playing sports, but just a regular person going to school and the things that they have to conquer and go through. So that project right there, I need a lot of resources. It's not something that I could just, turn on the camera and be like, hey, let's shoot. Like, it was so much that went into it and so much money that was spent that when COVID happened and we had to shut down productions and everything like that, I lost money. I lost about $40,000, On top of that, yeah, man, on top of that same year, I decided to open up a shop called The Bros, and it was a screen printing shop as well as the clothing line shop. Well, the clothing line was in the front and the screen printing was in the back. But I had opened that as well too, and I had to shut it down a year later due to just various different things. So I was in the hole about $85,000, you know what I'm saying?
Sheesh.
Yeah, and on top of that, I had just got laid off from my job as well too. So I had to deal with all these different factors and, just figuring out how I could, get back to where I was, So things started getting better. My job actually was willing for me to come back, and at the same position too. So I thought that was cool. And that started allowing me to have more financial flexibility. So, but now I knew that I couldn't go back into 435 just yet. I needed to do something on a slightly smaller scale, and just pivot a little bit instead of trying to do a whole series or a whole season by yourself. Try to do a pilot episode. So my clothing line, the year before I started Queen of Hearts, I actually came out with a collection called King of Hearts. And I wanted to now gravitate towards the female demographic and be able to make clothes for them, because I feel like I never really punched in and dialed in into the women clothing. So me and my designer, dope designer, his name is Levan. We was talking about, creating a commercial and everything for the Queen of Hearts and how he's gonna roll it out and this, that, and third. And he was like, yo, I got a homie that's into film already. Like, we could have him shoot it. So his name is David. So we spoke and we hit it off, He was really dope. He was really passionate about film and he was really into it. And as we're talking, we're just like, yo, this plot is too crazy for it to just be a commercial. Like, let's make it a short. And we was just like, nah, let's make it a series. So that's when we started just getting things together, our resources, and just trying to figure it out. So we started shooting in the beginning of 2024, and we're finally finished with it, or close to being finished with it. And it's been a journey. It's been a dope journey. But in that journey, once again, we learned a lot. Queen of Hearts is a creative's tale. It's a tale of where, as a creative, once you start gaining that success and once you start going on that journey, once you get to the top of the mountain, are you gonna fold and succumb to I believe every outlet has like an underground of it, like the evil part of it, you know what I'm saying? And are you gonna succumb to that, or are you gonna stand 10 toes? And that's the straight up story of, Queen of Hearts, because I wanted to speak to creatives and I wanted to tap into that lane where I'm really speaking to creatives just the way we're speaking to them now, and I wanted to do that through film. So Queen of Hearts is based on a girl named Queen. She's from Brooklyn. She's an artist. And she eventually meets the love of her life. His name is King. He's an art collector and he's from Ghana. His whole family's from Ghana. And mysteriously, he gets killed as she's rising to the top. And now she has to go on a journey to figure out actually how he gets killed while ascending to the top of the throne in her world. So it's a story of just so many different things that we can all relate to. And I'm really, really excited about this project because the difference now is that we shot the pilot by ourselves, so we understand how to do that. That's one. Two, David and I had to actually had to do every job, whether it's being an assistant director, whether it's being an assistant cinematographer, whether it's being a producer, whether it's being, well, we had gaffers, so shout out to Mike for that. But we just had to play so many different roles. And if we didn't have a lot of help on set, like as far as with you, as far as with Marcus, Mike, Demeter, it would have been tough. But the cool thing about all of this is that we was able to bring so many different creatives under one umbrella to really bring out this project. And I'm super excited for it to come out.
Me too, man. Me too. Any date or anything for obviously I'm just an actor on it, but I want to know.
Yeah.
People kind of want to know too,
Yeah. Now, so we plan on dropping a sizzle early 2025 and then doing the trailer sometime in February. I'm not sure yet, but that's the dates. As far as the actual pilot episode, our plans right now is not to drop it. Our plans right now is because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take y'all on the journey with us, of course. But we want to show the journey of how to actually get investors and also how to actually pitch it to a distributor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So our thing is that what I've learned is that what's important to go into these meetings with is your deliverables. So as far as like your key art,
Yep.
your pitch deck,
Yep.
if you have a pilot episode or a trailer,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? All of these things, and I see a little smile because you see that I learned from, you know, a lot of conversations we had, you know what I'm saying? But
Proud of you, man.
you know, but I wanted to make sure now this time before I speak to anybody about anything, I have all of these deliverables as well as a dope marketing plan. I think that that's probably the most important thing that's within your pitch deck.
Yeah, and the main thing is, you know, when you walk into like any investment type meeting or whatever the case may be, there's going to be questions. So if you come with the answers to those questions already, you're probably going to be well off. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter if it fits or it doesn't.
Correct.
But you kind of give them no room or no option to deny your talent and your ability to make the push for this to be like a number one thing.
Correct.
Even number 10, you know what I'm saying? So that's good, man. That's great. Actually,
man.
that's great. Like, that's great.
Yeah, bro.
I can't wait to see where that takes you. Obviously, I'm a part of it, but more importantly, it's yours. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's Queen of Hearts or anything else and it's helping you get to wherever you need, I really hope that, you know, you get there.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that for real.
No problem, man. But yeah, that's it right now for episode 1. We have a lot more to come. We're going to have guests on this show, a lot of subject matter experts, some more like cool things that
I can't wait.
You know, I can't wait. Surprises and more of just like a learning experience as well. So make sure y'all have your popcorn ready. Make sure y'all have y'all drinks ready. You know, if you smoke, make sure you got your
thing ready. You know,
things ready. Whatever it is that you need to be happy and, you know, you're able to like sit down and watch and or listen to, you know, tap more into your creative side. So here's the Creators Edition. This is episode 1. See y'all in episode 2. You heard me?
Later.
The Creators Edition. 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 The Creators Edition.